Is your bank trying to scam you? The Fed has increased interest rates 10 times since early part of last year. Yet according to the FDIC, the average national rate on savings accounts is still 0.40%. What's even crazier is that you have banks like Bank of America that are still only paying you 0.01%, unless you're part of their platinum plan, and then you get a nice bump to 0.04%. But they're not all bad, because you got banks like Wells Fargo that will pay you 0.15% unless you have just under 100 grand, and then you get a nice bump to 0.25%. Oh, all this to say is that stop letting these big banks screw you. You can make a higher yield. It's time to put more interest and more money in your bank. Let's go.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your grateful host, Jeff Rose, and this is the Wealth Hacker channel, where we are dedicated to teaching you new ways to build wealth that is not taught to you in schools or by your parents. And let's just go ahead and dive into where can we get the most bang for our buck. We all know that the Fed has increased rates. We all know that inflation is through the roof. So we want to make sure that our cash is making us some money. Now, anything that I mentioned in this video, I'll have a link in the description for your convenience. So if you want to check out any of these accounts and start investing your money and start earning a higher yield than you're probably already getting, once again, check out the links in the description. All right, let's go ahead and look at option number one. Option one is Marcus by Goldman Sachs. This is a very popular option. As long as I've been doing YouTube videos and the blog, I've always heard as Marcus as being one of the top high yield savings account. Nothing different here. Right now, paying 4.15% on their high yield savings. This is 8 times the national average. But here's a kicker. They do have another little promotion that can actually get you 1% higher. And basically what they're offering is a referral program. So how this works is if you are already an existing Marcus by Goldman Sachs customer, so you're already getting the 4.15%. If you refer a new customer, then you will get a 1% referral bonus. That's correct, up to 5.15%. That is amazing, but here's the kicker to that. It's only good for 3 months, so it's only good for 90 days. But it is a win-win because you get the 1% bonus. Whoever you refer to gets the 1% bonus. So you're both making 5.15% on your money for that 90-day period. And you still can refer more people if you want. So this is something, as long as you keep referring people, but there is something about that does feel a bit like a pyramid scheme.
It's not a pyramid scheme. It's not even a scheme per se.
But either way, I mean, everybody's getting interest. Everyone's happy. They're making money. Everyone's making money. Everybody's happy. Just a few tidbits about the Marcus by Goldman Sachs. So there is a limited maximum balance of $3 million. So if that affects you, that could be an issue. Other than that, you're getting 4.15% unless you want to refer somebody and take advantage of that 1% rate bump, getting you 5.15%. Let's go ahead and look at option number two. Option number two is UFB Direct, currently paying 4.81% on their savings. One thing I didn't mention with Marcus by Goldman Sachs as well, they have no fees, no minimum deposit, which is a big deal. Same thing looking here at UFB Direct, currently paying 4.81%, which I just said. Also, no maintenance or service fees, no minimum deposit requirement, complimentary ATM card, everything that you expect from a high yield savings account. So here we're getting almost 5% at 4.81. Sticking at a very similar rate, another competitive bank is CIT Bank. They're paying 4.85%. On theirs, you do have a minimum. So there is on balances of $5,000 or more, which is a big deal because if you look at this right here, you're making 4.85% if you have at least a balance of $5,000. But if you have less than $5,000, then it jumps down pretty big, down to 0.25%. So CIT Bank, not a good option if you don't have at least $5,000. If you do, you'll get that 4.85%. Once again, getting closer to that 5%, which almost seems unheard of with high yield savings because interest rates have been so low, but getting that close to 5% is something definitely to take advantage of. So the first couple options, we got close to that 5%, but we didn't get quite there, but we are getting there right now. So with this option here, we're looking at Save Better. So Save Better is a fintech company that basically partners with banks and credit unions and allows you to have access to all these different financial institutions through one account. And that's exactly what this says. I actually have a link in the description to a review video I did on Save Better. Save Better has partnered with 25 plus federally insured banks and credit unions. You can take a look at all the different products they offer: savings accounts, money market accounts, CD accounts, no penalty CDs, so on and so forth. But for the sake of this video, we're talking about high yield savings. So if you go to Save Better and pull up their current offerings, this is under their savings. Here's the high yield CDs, no penalty CDs. But for the savings account, you can see the different offerings that they have. So right now they have Ponce Bank paying 5.05%, 5.05% on their money market deposit accounts. There's also Western Alliance Bank at 5.05%. We've got Medallion Bank at 5.02, Patriot Bank at 5.02, excuse me, and then Mission Valley. So basically, you can just scroll here real quick and you see that there are tons of options, whether you're looking at a bank or a credit union, that are paying greater than 5% on their high yield savings.
Nice.
Now you could go to any of these banks direct and open an account, but the way that this works, that with some of these accounts, these are specific accounts that they have opened directly with Save Better. So this is a promotional campaign taking advantage of Save Better's fintech platform and the exposure they have, that they just don't have the ability on their own. So some of these offerings you can't get directly at these banks. That's what makes partnering with Save Better an attractive feature, especially looking at some of these where you're getting greater than 5% on your high yield savings. So these are some of the traditional options where you can get greater than 5%. I want to show you one that's a little bit on the non-traditional front. And what I'm talking about here is M1 Finance. So with M1 Finance, I've talked about M1 Finance before. You think of them more as an investment app, which they are. But if you look here at the top, M1 High Yield Savings, earn 5% APY with M1 Plus. So right now, a lot of these, and this is no different than whenever I was a practicing financial planner, we typically would hold customer funds and we would partner with the bank and then try to get them a higher yield. Like, this is not uncommonplace. So they're just trying to attract more customer assets. And one way they can do that is by partnering with the bank and offering competitive yields. So if we look at what exactly are you getting, or what are the ins and outs of this? So the M1 Plus, so you have to be an M1 Plus member. As you can see here, once again, paying APY of 5% compared to big bank APYs at 0.01%. And with that, there is a fee. So let's just go and get that out of the way. There is a fee. So how this works is you would pay up to $125 a year to be an M Plus member. You can try it out for 3 months, so it's for free for 90 days, but basically $10 a month. And with that, you also get additional features. You get the 5% APY, you get on-demand trading for both crypto, if that's your interest. You can also do loans. They also have their smart transfers in their M1 custodial accounts and their AM or PM trading windows, which if you are more on the investment side, this makes a lot of sense. They also offer a 3.3% APY on their checking account with 1% cash back. So really, if you are looking at investing and you've got a decent amount to invest, this could make a lot of sense. Become an M+1 member, paying that $10 a year, $10 a month, or $125 a year, and then also getting that 5% APY. One word of caution with any of the options I just mentioned, or any options that I didn't mention, when it comes to chasing yield. If you're making 3 or 4% and you're trying to get a 0.5% greater increase on your money, it might not be worth the headache to open up another account, open up a new bank account or a new investment account. Like, if you're just trying, and if you got like $10,000, $20,000, it probably isn't worth it. But if you have a significant amount, and that could be whatever that is for you, right? That could be 20,000, it could be 50,000, it could be several $100,000. And if you have that in an account that's paying you 0.01%, take a look what else is out there. I mean, I'm showing it right here. Like, there are a lot of FDIC insured options that exist where you can make 8 to 10 to 15 times more than what you are currently making right now. So it's worth looking at it. But once again, if you already are making a decent rate it might not be worth exploring, opening up another account, going through all the hoops and all the things you got to get through to open a new account, transfer the money, and then have to keep track of it. That could become a logistical nightmare, so it might not be worth it. But once again, if you do have a lot of money sitting there making nothing, then it might be totally worth it. All right, y'all, hope you enjoyed this video. If you found it helpful, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, share it with a friend who needs to make more on their savings account right now. As always, this is Jeff Rose reminding you that it's your money, it's your life, and only you can make it awesome. Until next time, peace.